afternoon, morning, evening, or middle of the night whenever you're watching this or listening to this podcast.
And it doesn't even matter because we're all in quarantine and everything's the same.
What day is it anyway? Is it
Doesn't matter.
Mailer's Day?
Doesn't matter.
Don't know. Here we go, guys.
If you don't know what we're doing, this is part 2 of our Q&A. We asked you questions on Instagram, and many of you answered, and we did a first bit of questions yesterday. We're going to continue with them today.
Okay, here's one. If you weren't a vlogger, what would you be?
Astronaut. That's easy.
Easy. I want to say vlogging is one of the many hats we have. We have a lot of things that we do that we could make money on, that we do make money on, and before we started vlogging, he was a videographer, I was a photographer, and a hairstylist. That's what we would probably do to make money because we had those skill sets already. So there you go.
Or astronaut.
Or astronaut. I mean, if I could be picking anything, I'd probably be a fashion designer.
Who asked that question? You should say their name.
It was LBell42's response.
Next question. Y101610. How did you guys first meet? Okay, a lot of you probably know this already, but we met in a roller skating rink. I tripped and fell, and she picked me up.
That's a lie. Lies. I was like, wait, what? Did we? No.
JK, we met country dancing. As a young lad, I like to go to dances because that was the biggest, collection of girls to choose from, and
collection of girls.
The regular dances, hip hop dances, no girls ever saw me there. I wasn't cool. There was the strong guys that dominated those, so they would just stand there. They didn't have to dance good. They would just stand there and look cool. And, girls wanted to dance with them and stuff. And then I don't even know what got me started in country dancing. Like my sisters would go or something. I don't even know what got me started, but I started to get really good at it. And so I was the guy at country dancing, and the strong guys were jealous of me because all the girls,
hated him.
They hated me.
They would pick fights all the time.
They would throw things at me. They did not like it because the girls wanted to dance with me. So
there was literally a line to stand in line to dance with Davey, and I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. That's how fun it was to dance with him because he put the moves together in such a fun way and did lifts with the girls, and no one else did that. It was just fun.
So country dancing, yeah, she had a boyfriend when I met her.
The first time I saw him, I was there with my boyfriend.
And I was with a friend that liked fights, so I think he picked a fight with her boyfriend for some weird reason. He just liked to fight people. He smiled too much. Weird thing. So I don't know. I was like, okay. It was the last time he got invited country dancing. Anyways, yes, met country dancing, danced all the time for 2 years straight. And even when we stopped dating, we always danced together. Loved dancing. That was
the constant. Even if we weren't friends, we were still dancing.
We always danced.
I still stood in line. When we weren't dating, I stood in line. When we were dating, he didn't dance with other girls. I had him all to myself.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, I have this one that I want to answer. It's a question from Mickelson Brooks. It says, what is the scariest moment of both of your lives? And I, hands down, nothing will top this, hopefully, the rest of my life. The scariest moment was going down that sledding hill with Ambree and Ender. And when, I swear we were going 60 miles an hour on ice, and then we flipped and crashed. And it was... And it seemed like it took an hour to get down the hill. It was not a hill. It was a freaking cliff, a mountain. It was so stupid. I look it back. I'm like, what happened in my mind that made me make that decision? I don't even know. But I was like, okay, it'll be fine. I went, no, it was not fine. Guys, I got stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I did what I thought was best, and it was a complete disaster. And I ended up with a concussion. But luckily the kids had helmets, and they were fine. But guys, I will never forget that. It was horrible. What was yours?
I don't even know. I'd say watching you go down.
Was that your scariest moment too?
I'm trying to think. I've never had
oh my gosh.
I was hit by a car when I was 16.
That's probably your scariest moment.
I don't know. It wasn't even that scary though. So.
I mean, it already, you don't anticipate it, just happened.
Yeah.
Mine, while we were going down, it was bouncing so bad, and Ender was bouncing out, and I had to grab his collar of his coat and pull him down, and then his little legs just kept flopping, and I was so scared he was going to bounce out. Probably would have been safer for him if he would have just bounced out, honestly, though. I don't know. Okay.
Okay, next question. I think my turn for one. Haley-Bug5, does the kids like being out of school? What do y'all do as a family quarantined? The kids, they like being out of school, but it's hard. They all just unanimously miss their friends. They can't. There's so many friends that they miss being with. They love
Which is
homeschool.
interesting. Like, I feel like they're actually doing really well with the work. In fact, I think Zade's actually doing better with the work. But yeah, the social aspect is really what they miss.
Yeah, and they love it. They're only working on school 1 to 2 hours a day, besides exercising and stuff. And that's way less time at school. But yes, they miss being with their friends. But they're also gaining some good relationships with each other.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
It's been fine. There is teasing. There's plenty of fighting. They're still kids, but...
Well, that's kind of what strengthens a relationship, though, is going through the hard times and realizing how to deal with the person being annoying to you.
And they've been getting to do some fun things. The kids have been sleeping in the bus sometimes, sleeping in the playhouse sometimes, doing these little sleepovers with each other where on a normal basis they would have insisted on having a friend there instead, but they're like doing these things that in other situations it never would have happened.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question. It's from Your Kamurka. Okay. Any advice you should give the first time pregnant woman? I'm scared that I might have to deliver alone. Guys, this sucks so bad if you're pregnant. And I'm like, my heart goes out to all you mamas out there because it just adds, like, it's already kind of like a scary, uncharted territory, especially on your first. But my advice would be, I'm going to say it again and again here, you guys. Pray, 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 and follow your gut. Get personal revelation is going to be your best bet because there is no right answer that fits everyone. I promise you, every single pregnancy is different. Every single birth is different. You are going to be the best off if you're really searching, praying, and following your gut and just going by that. Like, research. Find out the facts. Find out what your insurance will and won't cover. Call the hospital ahead. Like, a lot of conversations need to happen, and then you need to hit your knees and make decisions, and that's going to be the best way to feel at peace. So good luck. I will say, me personally, I don't think I would be able to let them take my baby from me. But I know that that's like protocol right now if the mom tests positive for COVID. But I'm telling you, they're going to give you advice and you can choose to take it or you can choose not to. And there's going to be there's consequences to choosing not to. I have a friend that's a nurse and I said, well, what happens if the mom's like, no, give me my baby? She's like, well, we would have to give her the baby, but then they would have to leave the hospital and they would not cover anything with the insurance. And I was like, my jaw dropped because that's crazy. And then I was like, oh, well, I have Christian Healthcare Ministries. Like, that's not insurance. It would still be covered with them. So I kind of was like, well, that's cool. But at the same time, like, I'm not suggesting that you do that because that could be horrible. Maybe your baby does get sick. So really, the only right answer is going to be you collecting information, praying, and doing what you feel is best. And even if you make a mistake, then like you felt you got to do what you thought was best and be forgiving and graceful with yourself because hindsight's always 20/20, but unfortunately we have to make decisions and move forward without that. So good luck, mamas. Seriously, I am praying for you guys.
Was she asking delivering the baby alone without their significant other?
There is a thing
or
right now
alone
that if
home?
She's saying alone in the hospital. There's a lot of hospitals that are saying they're not allowing a companion in. Yeah. There's also a lot of hospitals that are only allowing one companion in. It just depends on what is going on in your area, your government. I think that a lot of women are opting to go to birthing centers because there are not sick people there. So that might be an option. And like I said, you'd have to just weigh the pros and cons. Obviously, you would not have access to an epidural there. So you're going to have to deal with things differently if you take different routes, and just try to educate yourself on that. Maybe you do decide to go the route of unmedicated. I've done that 5 times. It was great, and I loved those experiences, but you have to be mentally prepared. You have to be educated, because if you can't relax your body and breathe through the contractions and use some kind of a technique to kind of hypnobirthing or the Bradley method or something where you're actually working with your contractions, your body will just tense up and the pain will be 10 times worse, and it won't dilate you because you're fighting the contraction to let the baby out. So that's my advice, though. Prepare and move forward with your plan to the best of your ability. And I mean, it will work out fine. Hopefully everything is good, but follow your gut. But yeah, that's kind of what I think they're suggesting, is they're afraid that they're going to have to go in all by themselves and deliver a baby.
Yeah.
And that is kind of scary.
Okay.
But there's options. You just need to look for them.
Next question from Pikria Dolordava. How is the situation about COVID-19 in Utah? So wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching right now, I'm going to try to describe as best as I can.
Now, you have to realize this podcast is going to be a few days old. So this is not even going to be accurate information.
Okay, I'm just, as upon recording this is what it's like right now in Utah. Right now, there's a stay home, stay safe. It's not enforced. It's just encouraged. Just stay home as much as you can, unless you need to go out and get food. Now, if you go to the grocery store, I'd say still like 15% of the people are wearing masks. It's still pretty rare. I know everybody's been encouraged to. When I go to the store, I'm wearing a mask and gloves, and disposable gloves. So people are still going for walks, jogs, spending time outside, which I think is awesome.
And I don't wear a mask when I'm jogging because that would be so hard to breathe. But I'm not by anyone, and I'm not touching surfaces that are going to infect people. Like, that's different.
We can still get takeout. We've been doing that a lot. They'll bring the order out to us. We'll eat it in the bus. We've got tables set up in the bus. All restaurants are closed. Only essential businesses are open. And
there are certain counties that are enforcing things differently than where we are. Where we are, we haven't had very many deaths or cases. Actually, we've had a lot of cases, but the death rate is really low. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're treating it differently or what. But
So yeah, some parts of Utah's specific counties do have a strict stay-at-home order where they are not. I don't even think they're doing pickup. They're not doing anything, nothing. Yeah. So they cannot leave the house.
We're in a lot more rural area.
We out in the boonies.
We are. So I feel like that is in our benefit with this situation. We've had, as of right now, 13 deaths in our state and almost 2,000 confirmed cases. They haven't done the math on the recovered cases because they said it's really hard because there's not a standard to judge what is recovered from this. And there's like 170 hospitalizations right now. So that's kind of what it looks like in Utah in a nutshell a couple days before this live. So...
Okay, I got another one for you. This is going to be kind of a challenge. From our Jensen Journey, describe each of your kids in one word. Okay, we're going to, on the count of 3, we're just going to say the word. Okay? So we're going to start with Zade. Take a second and think.
Funny.
Oh, well, I'm like on the count of 3. You just blurt it out.
Well, I'm done. Go.
I was going to say intense.
He's intensely funny. Okay.
Daisy. Daisy. 1, 2, 3.
Sunshine.
Happy. Good. Ambree. 1, 2, 3.
Driven.
Intense.
Intensely driven.
Ender. 1, 2, 3.
Talented.
Independent.
He's independently talented.
Okay. EB. 1, 2, 3.
Hilarious.
Fashion.
She's so funny.
Okay, Frankie. 1, 2, 3.
Love.
Baby.
I love him so much. I love all my kids, guys, but like I could just eat him. He's my baby.
He's
of
so
course.
stinking cute. Okay, a couple more.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Okay, what are your favorite quarantine snacks? This is a good one, you guys, because I have been being very mindful of what we actually purchase on our orders. Like we've been having groceries delivered and whatever, because I don't want to invite the crap in too much, because I literally cannot say no if some yummy stuff I like to eat is in front of my face. So I just don't buy it, or I buy it rarely and then like let the kids help me just devour it really quick so it's gone. But our favorite things have been actually cucumber salsa and my sourdough bread. And I love both of those because they're so good, but they're also good for you. So if you want my recipes for those, I feel like I've done a video on my sourdough bread before. You have to have a sourdough start, and you can search the internet for that. And then it's like 4 ingredients, but it takes like hours of rising. So there's instructions on the internet. You can do it. It's basically, I've shared it before on one of the vlogs. Hopefully you can find that one. And then the cucumber salsa, guys, 3 cucumbers, 3 Roma tomatoes, a lime juiced, or 2. I like 2 sometimes. And a jalapeno, a handful of cilantro, and Johnny's seasoning salt and pepper. Did I miss anything? It's so good. There's 5 ingredients and then salt and pepper and seasoning. And then you just eat it with chips. And I'm telling you, that is my favorite snack right now. I'm out of jalapeno
so
jelly.
good.
I would have added that in too, but I literally ate all of the jalapeno jelly we made. So I'm going to make a lot of jalapeno plants this year and make it again. I'm going to make double the amount so that I don't run out.
Okay, here is another question.
What are your favorite snacks?
Oh, in quarantine?
Yeah.
Oh. I like dairy-free ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It's by So Delicious, cashew something or other. I have tried every single brand of vegan ice cream.
He literally bought every single
We did a
kind.
video where we went to the store and bought every single kind and almost every flavor and every kind. And this one blows them all out of the water. It's made out of cashew milk. And dairy upsets my stomach.
But yeah, the Yasso bars you've been enjoying.
I've been eating those too. Those are a fun treat.
They're like a Greek yogurt.
Those are very light. The kids have been
So,
stealing those.
I think that those have good probiotics in them, so maybe that's why you don't have.
Yeah, those don't
an upset stomach.
Those don't upset me. Yeah, and some ice creams I can kind of eat. I don't know, but dairy in general doesn't do well with me. Okay, so next question from SenseGirl88. What do you miss most aside from church, movies, restaurants? I think I miss
Hanging out with friends.
getting together we used to do like big group couples dates and stuff, and just go out to dinner and just
Or
having
even
a
host
good
a
time.
party in our backyard.
Hosting parties over here, having
I miss
family
it.
over, Sunday dinners with family. It's just being with people.
I miss my people.
Hugging people and shaking hands and just...
I will say this is the good though. How much more appreciative are we going to be of our people when we can be with them again? I bet there's going to be like ridiculous hugs and tears, like so much joy. And I think that without the dark, you don't get to appreciate the joy as much.
Opposition. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be weird to just hug somebody again in public, or hug a friend that you haven't seen, or hug my mom.
It's going to be good.
My mom, she's such a hugger.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some hugs when this is all over. I feel bad that we have to seclude ourselves from her. So, okay, a couple more questions, April. What do you got? You got any more?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, I have a lot. There's a lot of good ones, you guys. Here's one. It says, are you afraid of taking EB out with her low immune system? And I actually asked the doctor about this a couple months ago, because when it was all happening in China, I hadn't even come to the U.S. yet.
And if you don't know, EB has juvenile idiopathic arthritis, and she's on methotrexate, which weakens her immune system.
It's a super low chemotherapy. It's like really, really mild. She doesn't lose her hair or anything. But part of it is immunocompromised. So her immune system gets suppressed because her immune system is what's attacking her joints, like her body's attacking itself, and it kind of helps maintain that. And it really has helped her a lot because she's not flaring up anywhere. But here's the deal. So I asked the doctor, I was like, what do you think? Should we like take her off of it? What should we do? And she was like, honestly, don't even worry about it. You can't worry about the future. Like, we're going to take it as things happen. Like, if she gets a fever or a cough, then we will say, okay, this is what we have going on. Let's move forward. And so that's what we're doing. And it did happen a couple weeks ago. She got a little cough and she had a fever. And she also said, like, just because she gets sick doesn't mean it's automatically she's going to die. It's just maybe it takes her 2 or 3 days more to recover from a cold than it does your other kids. Like, it's not what you think it is. She's like, she will be fine. 90% of kids, 99% of kids are totally fine on it. It'll be okay. She totally reassured me and made me feel better. And yeah, so that's basically what we're doing. I'm treating her the same as all the other kids. I'm telling her to wash her hands and making sure she eats healthy food. I'm giving her vitamins. What else can you do? I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, this is something that you could take and dwell on, and it could totally wreck you mentally. I've chosen to put faith and trust and hope in place, and I'm aware of the danger, and we do our best to keep her safe, but we're going to take it as it comes. So no, I'm not afraid. I don't feel like I mean, if I knew I was going somewhere and that person was sick, I'd probably be like, oh, we're going to stay home, because she would probably get that and it would be a little bit worse for her. But it's not like she's going to die automatically if she gets something. So I will take it as it comes, and no, I'm not afraid. I don't have fear in my heart with that.
Okay.
Right now.
Tammy3512, do you guys have did you have to cancel any summer plans because of COVID? The only one thing for sure that got canceled in May, we were going to go out to Clamor. It's a conference where YouTubers get together and meet with brands, and it's a really exciting thing for our kids.
Have you gotten emails saying it's canceled?
Yeah, it's canceled. And so that's for sure canceled. As far as this summer goes, we haven't planned a ton. We do have Lake Powell on the books. We have a timeshare on a houseboat, and Lake Powell is closed right now. So as of now, that has been canceled, but hopefully in the summertime, everything's...
I believe it will be open by June.
I would be very surprised if it wasn't open by June or so, yeah.
So we'll probably still do that. I don't think anything has been canceled. I think it's fine.
Still, just don't take away my Lake Powell.
Then we'll have problems. Okay. What has been one of the funnest things you've done with foreign exchange students? What do you think?
I remember Lake Powell with our first exchange student. It was off to kind of a rough start. She was crying in the beginning because we were cold and we
forgot our blankets.
Yeah, we forgot our blankets. We were camping under the stars, and that's something I don't think she'd ever done before, but it ended up being the memory that her favorite takeaway from the trip. And I quote
from her, that was the best thing we did. Like, we asked her at the end, what was your favorite thing? She said Lake Powell. So the first night was rough, but she ended up jumping in both feet,
trying a million things she had never done before, and just seeing her experience all those things for the first time was amazing.
I'd say travel, because that would fall into Lake Powell. Like, I remember taking Paola and Roberta to Disney World. It was so much fun.
Paola, she went to Lagoon amusement park in Utah.
That was like within the first couple days she was here.
Yeah, that was way early, and she loved it. We loved it. It was really fun. That's one of our favorite things with exchange students, is seeing them experience things for the first time.
Well, and our exchange students, none of them knew who we were before they came. The first one, we didn't have a vlog, so she just came. And the other two didn't know who we were until we had requested them and they accepted, and then they looked us up, and then they were watching the vlogs for a couple months before they came, and that's happening again. So when she got here, she was like, I want to go to Lagoon. Like, she already knew exactly what to request, and I thought it was so fun because, like, I kind of love having the vlog just because they already feel so comfortable when they get here, because they have been watching the vlog and they kind of know how the family works and everyone's names, and it has been such an amazing tool to help them and help us too. think it's a really cool dynamic to throw in there.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Next question.
You want to answer this one?
Yeah, what do you got?
What has been the biggest struggle as a YouTuber?
The biggest struggle as a YouTuber. I mean, it's definitely hard being in the public eye, being judged, and you try not to let the haters get you down, but the mean comments definitely do get to you. So I think
they can get to you. I found ways to cope with that.
Yeah.
But I don't let it affect me too much.
I'd say also, wondering how it's going to affect our children. Like nobody really knows. There's been so few kids that have really grown up on YouTube or in the public eye, and
but then again, you can't worry too much about that because we're all screwing up our kids just in different ways. I promise you, if you think you're perfect and that you're the best mom in the world, there's still things you can improve on. We're all a mess and we're all doing our best and we're all doing great. So you have to have balance in your thoughts with that because.
So yeah, I think we have to find good balance with our kids and doing fun things that, are fun to watch in videos also, but trying not to spoil them too much.
But yeah, and then also making sure that they have a good grasp on how the world really works and how things go, because it can be a skewed perception, whatever. And I will say another thing I feel like the biggest struggle as being a YouTuber, honestly, is trying to figure out the algorithm, not even the algorithm, but kind of because everything that you've worked to build can be destroyed with an artificial intelligence bot coming in and throwing everything up in the air. It really can. We've seen it happen. So it's
working.
You don't know how long you're going to have your job.
It's working for the worst boss in the world because there's not a person you can really talk to, and things can
YouTube's
just change.
Fault.
It's just huge.
They put everything in place the best they can too. We're all doing the best we can.
Yeah, they're doing the best they can to manage the billion hours per second that are uploaded to YouTube.
It's the Wild West, you guys, I'm telling you.
They're figuring it out, we're figuring it out, and everybody's just...
Don't you feel like that's been the biggest challenge? Even above all the other crap?
Yeah, that's tough.
Because it's really that is the hardest part of your job is trying to figure out how am I going to adapt? Because it's an adapt or die situation every month. They change the algorithm, and then also being able to look at a situation and not sell your soul in order to do it. Because we know there's a lot of trends out there that would be wildly successful if we jumped on, but they're conflicting to our personal standards. So it's always this little dangling carrot in front of you that you can reach out and grab and snatch up. And you have to be able to still make the money, but not sell your soul. So it is a little bit hard and tricky, but I feel like if you really are trying to be a good person and do your best to be honest and be true to yourself, then you're okay there. But it is definitely something that's challenge. Entering the hairdressing workforce at 34, almost finished with hair school. Okay, girl, here's the thing. It doesn't matter how old you are. I promise you. You do the very best you can. Keep working on your skill. In fact, your age might actually be a benefit here because I remember as a 19-year-old hairdresser in the salon, people would walk in the door and sit down, and I was immediately judged a lot of the time because I was so young. They'd be like, first question out of their mouth, how long have you been doing hair? Because they were legitimately scared and concerned. So I would say have confidence. I found a lot of comfort in prayer. I say this all the time, you guys, but it's so true. I remember going in the back before mixing up color and just praying, please help me know what to do here because I'm a little scared and I don't really know what I'm doing. And the thought or a memory would come to my mind of something I learned in hair school. I'm oh yeah, I'm going to try that. And I'd mix it up and I'd go out and do it. And it turned out good. And I was say a prayer, thank Heavenly Father for the inspiration because you guys, that helped me, I'm telling you, all the time. So I would say try that. Also, fake it till you make it. You have to just have confidence sometimes and go for it and trial and error. If you mess up, don't get down on yourself, beat yourself up. Be oh, I know not to do that next time and move on because that's just how you learn. You're not going to do a perfect hairstyle or a haircut on everyone that walks through the door right out of hair school. You're not, and it's totally fine. You're going to increase your prices. You're going to, as you feel more confident and get more skilled, and build it. Look at it as starting from the ground and building up, and you will be totally fine. And I would also suggest having some kind of an incentive for people to refer. That helped me out a lot. So there you go. Good luck, Jess.
Awesome. Guys, thanks for tuning in. That was amazing. We'll have to do this again sometime. I feel like we get to talk more real when we do stuff like this instead of just filming our cute kids.
I hope that this helped you guys. We really do care and love you guys, care about you guys.
Yeah, I feel like it's a better way to really connect with you guys and
good questions. There's so many more we didn't get to, and
the
I'm
things
sorry.
you guys care about. So that was fun. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Find good in everything. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. Thank you.